Good evening, everyone. Um, Hope you're having a great day. Hopefully, Monday did not kick your butt, and that you're having a good time this evening here. I want to go over something that's going on right now that the whole world should be paying attention to, or that they mostly are, and that is the World Cup. It's one of the greatest events, that I think we have for the world to be involved with. Good old soccer, or football, as most of the world calls it, bringing everybody together from different cultures and backgrounds, and it's absolutely amazing. Now, I have a little bit of a tale to go, so this will be a little bit longer than normal, but I want to share with you my own soccer story and my own coming into love the sport because I was not originally a fan. So let's go. All right, so as a child, and in my particular family, I grew up in the Midwest. So all we really did was football and basketball and baseball and maybe track. Like those were the sports. And then we would go watch hockey every once in a while too. But that wasn't anything that we could play because we couldn't afford it, mostly in my neighborhood. But anyway, we actually had a little bit of a disdain for soccer. Um, I don't know why it was, something that my family was like, it's cross country kickball. That was what they always said about it. It's like all you do is run and kick the ball and maybe score. That's all I really knew. And while I wasn't a bully or anything like that, and I didn't attack anybody, but I held that belief for quite a long time, actually. Like football was the superior sport. It was the superior football. I couldn't even imagine myself, just running around kicking a ball and that's it. So that carried over into high school, and I had classmates that were on the soccer team, and again, little friendly back and forth about one being better than the other. I had my bias that I was kind of brought up to believe, and then it wasn't until my sophomore year. I had a very bad experience freshman year of football and sophomore year of football as well. And I got on the track team, and one day it was before a track meet, and on those days we would kind of do something light to just keep ourselves moving, get a little bit of exercise in, but nothing that's going to hurt us along the way. And so the female track team was mostly soccer players, and there were a few soccer players on my track team too. And they all got together on the football field and were playing soccer. And I didn't know anything about it other than, again, run, kick the ball. Uh, but they invited me to come and play with them, and I was like, sure, why not? I finally gave it a try, and I just absolutely instantly fell in love with it. Like, I can't describe it other than like something just like grabbing and getting all of you all at once, and like you're just hooked. Um, and I had so much fun with it. Again, I didn't know anything really about it at all. I didn't know the positions other than goalie, for that matter. And I wasn't any good. I had no ball control. I still don't to this day, as a heads up. But I was having a lot of fun. And so when it came time for, football in the fall, I didn't go out for the football team. I went out for the soccer team. Again, not knowing positions, any skills or anything like that. I just went all in. And I will say that I think that to this day it's still the right choice. Um, I had fun every single day, even at practice. And like football practice was practice. It was something that you had to do. But I don't remember loving it. I don't remember really having that much fun with it. But even sucking, even being like maybe the worst person that was out there, I still was having the time of my life with it. And so I did my first season, a little bit of varsity, playing JV. I did score a goal in my first season playing. Did some winter indoor soccer, and then I did my senior year with the team as well. And that was disappointing. We didn't win a single game, but we did tie one. But all that aside, I had a good time with it, and you know, a lot of people don't like sports, but I think it brings people together. And like for me, I learned to let go of a bias that I had through education. I took the chance to go do something for myself, and I found out that I actually loved it. It wasn't scary. These people are not wusses, if you will. I think it's actually quite a physical game to play. And in fact, when I was in college for my undergrad, I actually wrote a paper comparing the two different sports, football and football, and the different skill sets that you needed. And I gave an example of like a breakaway play for both and the skills needed for that to be successful. And, football slash soccer is way more of a skilled game than what football actually is. So, I've become an ardent defender of it all. I even follow some teams from around the world. I'm not going to say any names, but there will be signs. And I just my closet is no longer full of like football jerseys. It's full of football jerseys from all over the world. I got Mexico, Wales, England, of course the U.S. And I still got a few more to add to my collection, but I'm getting there. But that's my experience with football. Now, I have made posts before about how much I love sports for a community. Everybody getting something to go ahead and do, something to rally behind, something to have pride in. And we could see that craziness going on right now at the World Cup, but also here in the States with the New York Knicks and how like all of New York is rallying behind them and celebrating them right now since they just won for the first time in over 50 years. How Carolina Hurricanes just won last night for the first time in 20 years. And, we're going to see all the celebrations there. But, the World Cup is like that too, but on like a much grander scale. Like all these fans of these teams and, fans of their countries are coming on over here and just, it's almost like an invasion, if you will. But I like that our cultures are kind of mixing. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there was a South Korean in Mexico that was having a good time with the Mexican fans. They were kind of like adopting him, and like you just see him with a bunch of them. And who would have ever thought that experience could happen? And it's going to be lifelong memories for everybody on both sides of that. So it's a beautiful game. It really is a challenge. Again, it helped me kind of overcome some biases, and I'll tell you, my family came around eventually. Back in 2014, when I think it was the Men's World Cup, I finally sat down with my family and explained what was going on, play by play for like a good week. I did this with my family, and they turned around and were like, "Well, why didn't you tell us this when we were playing?" It's like, you had no interest. Why? Otherwise, I would have, gone over it a little bit more. But and that's part of it for all sports, or anything for that matter. If you don't understand it, you're less likely to want to go ahead and take a look at it and invest your time and energy into it. And that's where I think we're all wrong. And we need to be curious and go out and do what we are interested in doing or have that curiosity about. Because most things that I've done personally that I was curious about, I've loved. Especially this. So, well, that's my soccer story. And that's what's going on in the world right now. It's uniting a lot of people from all over the world, different countries, even with all the real chaos that's happening, unfortunately, in the world right now. But it's bringing a lot of people together. People are having the time of their lives. And I encourage all of you to go ahead and take a look at it and enjoy it too. All right, catch y'all later. Thanks for sticking around this long if you did. All right, see ya.